So when you get to your driving test, you're going to be asked to do one of 4 manoeuvres. Either parallel park, parking on the right side of the road and reversing back 2 car lengths, driving into a bay in a car park and reversing out, or reversing into a bay and then driving out. I'm going to cover all 4 manoeuvres in this video, and if you want to challenge yourself to get this done ready for your test, you should be completing each manoeuvre in under 30 seconds. So give yourself that 30-second time. So if you're doing it in 40, don't worry about it. If you're doing it in 45, don't worry about it. But try and aim for about 30 seconds to actually do the manoeuvre. I'll also add a bonus manoeuvre right at the end, just to make sure that when you do go to test, you've got a couple of options where you can actually impress the examiner. And hopefully we're going to be starting with the parallel park now, and I'm going to give you some nice easy reference points to actually work with. So we have a vehicle in front of us, white car up ahead, so we're going to do a parallel park. The examiners will ask you to pull over on the left hand side and give yourself plenty of room to pull out, so that's what we're going to do. So check my rear and my left mirrors, and I'm just pulling over on the left hand side, so I'm giving myself plenty of room to get back out. Yes, there's a junction on the other side of the road, but if the examiner asks you to do it at this point, this is where you've got to do it. So now they're going to say there's a vehicle in front, I'd like you to do a parallel park. Move away when you're ready. So when you're ready, have a little look around. Going to go straight into position. You want to be roughly a metre away from the parked car. I'm going to put my indicator on because there's a vehicle coming up behind me, and I'm going to move back until the car vanishes out of the left hand mirror, or I can see that past the car over my left shoulder. At that point, one full turn, and I'm looking now in my right mirror for the rear door handle to touch the curb. At that point, I'm going to stop, I bring my wheel back, and then I've got a little triangle in the left mirror on the floor. So I'm going to try and keep the curb now in the right hand corner of the mirror glass. So as I'm coming around, I'm just going to keep turning until I can see the curb. Once I can see the curb, I'm going to just move back towards it a bit, keep checking around, and we're going to come up about 6 inches away from the curb. Stop the car when you can see the tyres on the vehicle in front, handbrake, neutral, and relax. At this point now, the examiner would say to you, thanks very much, we're not going to ask you to do that again, move away when it's safe. So good look around again, final check, and move away. Good look around the car when you move away. So this time we're going to be doing the manoeuvre again, and this time from a rolling start. So we're just going to pull alongside and pull back in. We should be able to do this manoeuvre within 30 seconds from the point of when you put it into reverse. So I'm checking around the car, gentle brake on approach, clutch goes down. I can see the car in this mirror is in reverse, so 30 seconds. Good look around. And that's the manoeuvre done with. I can see his tyres, I'm happy with that. So handbrake on, into neutral, and relax. So the next manoeuvre is pulling up on the right hand side of the road. The examiner again will ask you to pull up on the left hand side first, so I'm going to do my rear and left mirrors. I'm not going to signal because nobody's going to see it, and I'm just going to pull over by this tree stump. So we've got little reference points around the car. Handbrake on, into neutral. At this point they'll ask you to move over onto the right hand side of the road, and they'll give you a rough guide of where you've got to go. So let's just say the second tree on the right hand side, so can't go past that second tree on the right hand side. Then we're going to reverse back 2 car lengths. So looking at that space, I need to be getting up to that second tree, and then I'll be coming back so I can see this first tree out of this window. So when you're ready, you're going to move away. So good luck around the vehicle again. We're going to go straight onto the other side of the road, and we're going to pull up alongside the second tree. So at the moment I'm about 6 inches away from the curb. So anything roughly 6 inches, that's perfect. If it's slightly over, then it doesn't matter too much, as long as you're not in the middle of the road. About 6 inches is perfect. So handbrake into neutral and relax. Then, because they've already told you what they want you to do, they're not going to repeat anything. So personally, because we're on a flat, I put the foot brake on, take the handbrake off, whether it's a manual handbrake or electronic, just take the handbrake off. Good look around the vehicle, and you only need slight adjustment on the steering. We don't be turning too much. So good look around, make sure nobody's coming off their driveways, nothing coming towards you, nothing behind. We're just going to move back. I'm just going to give it a slight tweak to the left, just to get myself perfectly straight. Once it's straight, I'm just going to hold the wheel nice and straight. Keep looking around the vehicle. Keep looking around the vehicle. I can see the tree approaching now in the mirror. So it's going to be right opposite me now. At this point, I'm going to stop. If the examiner wants you to go back a little bit further, they'll just say, can you go back a little bit further? Okay, not a problem. If you are going back too far, the examiner will say to you, that's far enough, can you stop there? So we'll stop. Handbrake, neutral, and relax. When you're ready, we're going to move away. So back in the first gear, because I'm on the right hand side of the road this time, my final check is over my left shoulder. So making sure nothing's here because there's a wide pavement. Good look around the vehicle, nothing coming off the driveways, nothing coming towards me, and move away. Final check. So again, we're just going to do it once more, this time on the roll again. So rear, right mirrors. If you feel that you need to put a signal on, final check. And it's the next tree, which I went on last time. Clutch goes down 3 cars from where you're stopping, straight into reverse. Good look around the vehicle, make sure nothing's coming. Slight tweak just to adjust. Keep looking round. Keep looking round. Make sure everything's safe. Again, it all should be done within 30 seconds. I can see the tree. I'm going to go back just a little bit further. Back into gear. Good look around. If something was coming towards me and I thought that it was unsafe, I might put an indicator on, but I'll put it on for the purpose. Final check over this left shoulder, and away you go. So the next reverse manoeuvre we're going to do is the bay park. So the examiner is going to bring you into a car park, whether it's at the test centre or an external car park, and they're just going to ask you to reverse into a bay. They shouldn't be telling you which side to park in. That's got to be your choice. So it'll just be, can you reverse into a bay. So as we come around the corner, I'm going to go for a space on the left hand side. So I want to be roughly a metre away from these parking spaces. And this is the first method which we're going to do. So the line next to this grey Abarth, I'm going to put roughly halfway up the door. And that's going to put me 2 full spaces away from where I want to be. So I'm going to have a look around the vehicle, just waiting for this red car. So this is going to put us in the bay just before the bus. So because I've already got the reference point, I'm going to turn the wheel straight away. So as I go in now, I'm going to have a good look around, make sure everything's safe. And we're just going to keep that wheel turned tight until we come into the space. So as we come into space, I'm just going to straighten it up. And that's how you should be doing the reverse manoeuvre. So just going to go around the block again. With the previous ones, should be able to do this within 30 seconds. So I'm just going to go around the block and do it on the roll. So I'm going to go in the spaces on the left hand side, so roughly a metre away. I'm going to pick a lane, the one next to the black car, so it's roughly halfway up the door. Good look around, because I've got the reference point. I'm going to turn straight away. Keep checking round. Don't forget it's 30 seconds from the point you put it into reverse. As you come in, we're going to straighten the car up. And that's the reverse done with. So handbrake, into neutral, relax. When you're ready, you're going to move away. Next one we're going to do now is driving into a space and reversing out. So good look around the vehicle. And I'm going to go for the spaces on my right hand side here. So what I'm looking for this time is this door mirror, the right door mirror, to be inside the space which I want to go into, and I'm going to go as tight to the left as possible. So I'm going to go for 2 bays away from the lamppost. So the door mirror has just gone into the space. And I'm going to bring the car in nice and straight. As I go forward, I'm going to straighten the wheels and then put my door mirrors on top of the line in front of the car. Handbrake on, into neutral and relax. Good look around again. I'm going to turn the wheel straight away. And I'm just going to look around the car, make sure everything's safe. As the car starts to point where I want to go, I'm going to straighten the wheels. Another good look around the vehicle. And we're going to move away. So on the roll this time again, under 30 seconds. So I'm rolling in, picking the bay after the last bus, after the bus. Mirrors in the space. Good look over the shoulder, straight into the bay. Mirrors on top of the line, just in front of the car. Handbrake, neutral, relax. As a bonus, I'm going to do the 45-degree method. When reversing in. And this time what we're looking for, we're using the left door mirror as a reference point. So I'm going to put the door mirror now just on top of the line which is next to this vehicle, and I'm going to turn to the right, so right shoulder check, roughly 45 degrees, straighten the wheels, good look around, turn full lock to the left and then just guide into the space. Mirrors on top of the line just in front of the... So I hope this video has helped you understand what manoeuvres you may get on your driving test, and I hope that the reference points which I've given will make things a little bit easier for you and give you a little bit more confidence. So if you enjoyed the video and it has helped, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button, the bell button, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.